Support for this episode comes from Modern Football Technology. Modern Football Technology provides real-time opponent tendencies and self-scout while eliminating manual data entry into Huddle, DV Sport, and Exos. If you're tired of tools that are time-consuming to learn and perform inconsistently at best, then we recommend Modern Football for a fresh perspective. Schedule a demo today at teammofo.com to see a battle-tested tool that's proven to perform and deliver value. Mention Coach and Coordinator Podcast or use the coupon code CC10 to receive 10% off your first year. And listen to our recent episode featuring Folsom High School defensive coordinator Jordan Ersick to learn more about how the 2023 California State Champion uses modern football to dominate their opponents.
One of the biggest pieces in this age of tempo, a lot of shifts, a lot of motions, a lot of eye candy, having a year to study everything. I've got the nickname as the Minister of Mayhem, wherever that came from, but that doesn't mean you're just chaotic all over the place. Now, we want to create chaos, but within that creation of chaos, we don't want ourselves to be chaotic.
Geoff Collins is the new defensive coordinator for North Carolina and recently presented at the 4th Annual Lawrence First and Goal Clinic, which is where today's clinic segment comes from. The focus on creating chaos without succumbing to chaos itself is a defining principle of the Tar Heel defensive plan. Referred to as the Minister of Mayhem, Coach Collins aims to have the Tar Heel defense disrupt opposing offenses with precision and efficiency by implementing tempo-killing strategies and maintaining composure in high-pressure situations. The team seeks to lead the nation in generating game-changing plays such as sacks, tackles for loss, and turnovers. The emphasis on the fundamentals and techniques and the meticulous attention to detail and relentless pursuit of excellence is ingrained in this philosophy. Be sure to check the link in the show notes for how to get access to this and 120 other presentations from the 4th Annual Lawrence First and Goal Clinic. Learn ball and beat cancer. What you see on tape is a direct reflection of what you teach and how you teach. Video is important, but if you don't teach well, you're not going to like what you see on your video. First Down Playbook has been helping coaches teach better for 13 years. It allows you to present installs, playbooks, and practice cards in half the time with NFL quality. Coaching tools like video pairing, a player app, practice schedules, and wristband sheets have made First Down Playbook a program management system with everything in one place. If you're in a position of leadership with your football program, receive a free 1-week look at First Down Playbook. Call them at 512-814-6158 or visit them on their website or social media. Mention Coach and Coordinator Podcast or use the coupon code COACH24 to receive a $100 discount off the normal $700 First Down Playbook team membership price. Links and the phone number are in the show notes. As coaches, we know that some of the biggest hurdles to our team's success can come from off the field. Your team needs support to tackle the endless list of expenses, uniforms, training equipment, travel, and more. But raising that money can feel like a full-time job. Thankfully, there's Vertical Raise. Vertical Raise is the premier online fundraising platform using innovative technology to create the easiest and most efficient system available. Raise more money in less time with a local fundraising coach who works with your team every step of the way to customize the ideal fundraiser. With options for online donations, digital discount cards, premium product sales, and even spirit shops, Vertical Raise has top-of-the-line solutions for every fundraising style. To find out more, visit verticalraise.com and we'll get you connected with an exclusive offer on your first fundraiser.
So as you establish why you believe, how you believe, the confidence that you have in your system, in your coaching style, in your coaching philosophy, now what is the plan moving forward for the guys so it's actionable? What we need to do here at the University of North Carolina to create mayhem, to play at a high level, to have one of the best defenses in college football. Here is the plan. Now, this was also shaped by Coach Brown. So Coach Brown, Hall of Fame coach, has seen a ton of ball, more ball than I've even, obviously experienced, and is able to deduce down, here's what we need to do, and as a collective plan. Okay. So the things that we have going for us are create a decided schematic advantage. Okay. So the way we do the things that we do, the X's and O's, the blitz packages, the automatic fronts and coverages that we build. I won't bore you with that on this talk, but we've got a coaching clinic here in, I think, 3 weeks. If you email me, I'm sure Kevin can get you my email address. Email, come visit us, come see us during spring ball. Would love to sit down and talk the X's and O's piece of it, which I'm not going to get into, obviously, during this talk. But selling to the guys, we will have a decided schematic advantage when we line up and play opposing offenses. We've got to win the game before the ball is snapped with disguising of coverages, disguising of the fronts, moving from even to odd and odd to even with a multiplicity of looks. We want to win with 4 down here. Now, that doesn't mean we're always going to be in 4 down, but we will have 4 down linemen on the field, whether it be kicking to even or to odd. We will do that per package. But the thing that Coach Brown has done a great job, even when he was here the first time as the head coach of the University of North Carolina, is recruited the defensive line position at a high level. And other than working with Coach Brown, that opportunity, working with this tremendous staff that we have, the experiences, the first piece that I looked at, who are the returning defensive linemen in this program? And there was a 2 deep of real dudes along the front 4 that had me really excited about this opportunity. So we're going to win with 4 down. Doesn't mean we're always going to be in it. We will have a prowler package. We will do a bunch of odd stuff. We will do some bear stuff. We will have some specials that we will do, some unique, creative looks, but all the while, it'll be based on NFL systems, NFL processes, because that's where the guys aspire to go. So a lot of the teach tapes that we've been showing as we've been installing the defenses. So we'll show some stuff when I was at Florida, or when I was at Temple, or when I was at Mississippi State. We'll show that within the install clips. But a lot of times, too, we're pulling from NFL tape, so they're seeing same ads. So they see us playing, Rip Liz cover 3 or exotic versions of quarters or quarter, half. Will show us having success at other places, but we'll also show those exact same looks being run in the NFL. So they'll know that those are aspirational goals for them, and we're putting them in a system that is going to help them get to the next level and then have success when they get there. So actionable data to show them. One of the biggest pieces in this age of tempo, a lot of shifts, a lot of motions, a lot of eye candy, having a year to study everything. I've got the nickname as the minister of mayhem, wherever that came from, but that doesn't mean you're just chaotic all over the place. Now, we want to create chaos, but within that creation of chaos, we don't want ourselves to be chaotic. We want to know our system, have easy terms, easy ways to get in and out of fronts and execute pressures, get in and out of coverage looks, but still be able to execute at a high level. So one of the biggest pieces for us is creating chaos without ourselves being chaotic. Tempo killers. So one of the pieces that, as you watch college football around the country, there's a lot of times the defense doesn't have the call, the defense isn't lined up versus tempo, or versus tempo, all they do is play very vanilla, very simple fronts and coverages just to get lined up. And the piece that we've made sure they understand is we're going to have ways that we're not just going to have to be passive when we're facing tempo. We'll have simple ways to pressure in tempo situations that we're not going to give up a big play or get gashed or anything like that. We're going to still be able to create tackles for loss, create sacks, generate turnovers, even in tempo situations. All right. Lead the nation in mayhem. So the last 4 years, I was a coordinator in the SEC. Statistically, the number one defense in creating mayhem, sacks, tackles for loss, creating turnovers, PBUs, passes defended, and getting the football are things that we take a lot of pride in within our system. DDF, all that means is deliver, blow, disengage, and finish. So how you attack blockers, how you disengage from blockers, and how you finish to the football. So we'll do a ton of circuits throughout our process, throughout our spring ball installs, off-season conditioning, into the summer and then preseason and throughout the season, is teaching the guys how to deliver blows, how to get off blocks, and how to finish to the football, the technical aspects of all of that, and then creating takeaways. And the thing that we talk about with the guys is the intent to take the ball away. It's not just passively hoping turnovers come. We are going to have a mindset and an intent to create turnovers and take the football away from the opposing offense. And there's different metrics that we use and techniques that we use along the way to teach the guys that. And the last phase of this is choosing a mentality when we're on the practice field, we're on the game field, to have violent contact, to deliver blows, and to get off blocks within the rules, completely legal, never with an intent to injure, but just to make sure we're playing, running to the football violently, making contacts, so we're able to get off blocks, and we're legally making tackles in a violent, physical manner. Let the players play. And this is kind of twofold. We like to play a lot of players. So we want to have 20 to 25 players per game on defense play in the game plan, thinking they're starters, knowing they're going to regularly contribute to the outcome of the game. It heightens their preparation, how they work, how they study film. We want them to think they're starters, act like they're starters, prepare like they're starters, and then when they get in the game, play like they're starters. A lot of times around college football, you see maybe 14 guys play, and they get worn down, they get tired, they get fatigued, and then they're not able to play at the highest of levels when they're out there because they're trying to conserve energy. We want guys to be rolling in, playing 10 defensive linemen throughout a game, so they stay fresh, they keep playing fast the entire way through. Special teams matter. They matter to Coach Brown, they matter to me, and they matter at the next level too. So with diminished roster sizes at the next level, there's starters that have to contribute at a high level of special teams. Well, you need to show it at this level that you understand how important that phase of the game is. And it starts with us as coaches too. The signing off or the encouragement or helping them understand how important special teams is, even for the starters and the guys that are playing 50, 60 snaps a game, still need to have a role to impact the game on special teams. We do not have depth charts around here. What Coach Mack has, he's got a blue team. That basically means your starters. So if you can have 20 to 25 defensive guys on the blue team going into a game, you've got depth. You've got a bunch of guys able to roll in at a moment's notice and keep playing at a high level. So that's how we do it here. We have a blue team. We have a white team. The white team is not quite ready to get in the game, but they're still working towards being that. And one of the biggest pieces, too, is we want to play fast, we want to play physical, and we want to finish every single play. So one of my favorite books all time, I'm a big reader, do a lot of studying. I studied educational psychology in the master's program at Fordham University, organizational psychology when I was at Georgia Tech as a graduate assistant. So the psychological piece matters to me. And what we try to do a great job throughout the week is teaching our opponents what they like to do, things they're giving away, backfield set splits, depths and widths of tight ends, whatever the case may be, is give them answers to the test throughout the week incrementally, present what we do in a manner that they can go out there and play fast and not have to think. So Sunday, Monday, they've got to process and digest a lot of information to get ready for the Saturday tip. Well, by the time they get to Saturday, my goal is for our guys not to have to think. They get the call from me. They get lined up. They see what the offense is doing. They're able to deduce all of this information and just play free and play with confidence and play with energy and juice and be connected to one another instead of being like robots and having to still process and think through each call, think through each formation set. I want them to play free. So if anybody's a reader, Malcolm Gladwell's book, Blink, is all about the preparation to operate in a pre-cognitive level, which means you're able to operate in such a way that you're not even you're not even having to think, you can just act, and you're acting and responding at a high level and taking in information and executing. So I highly recommend that book as well. Where I'm at right now, this is called The Lab. So all the players know if they need to find me at any time of the day, they need to find me in the lab, because that's where I'm at 98% of my day. And all it is the defensive staff room. So I'm in here and they need to invest. We'll give them tip sheets. We'll give them studies. And nowadays with the PFF, Pro Football Focus, whatever it's called, we can deduce down, watch, if you're the star, the nickel, you watch this jersey number or these two jersey numbers that play the slot, and you can watch them, just focus on that throughout. And we can give them different studies, and the way we structure our week with the tip sheets, picture pages. We spend an inordinate amount of time on picture pages. Here's what the offense looks like. Here are their tells that give away splits and depths and widths and all those kind of things, so that when they see it over and over and over throughout the week up until kickoff, it just clicks at a precognitive level once they get to game day. So that's the whole focus, because first down defense leads to every other statistic. So we want to make sure we're focusing on creating mayhem on first downs, stopping the run, creating tackles for loss, getting sacks, getting penetration, living in the backfield, creating mayhem. Okay, and I alluded to the fact that Coach Brown is the one who set how we're doing this thing, how we're going to build this thing as we go into spring ball. So one of the first things he said, he had a staff meeting with us and multiple staff meetings. The number one thing that we have to do is stop the run. And to stop the run, you've got to be strong up the middle. Okay, so make sure we're firm on the inside. We're building walls in the middle, and we're setting edges at a high level. Deliver, disengage, and finish, getting off blocks, finishing to the football, pursuit to the football, violently running to the ball on all levels of the defense, and then tackling at a high level. So when I got here, and we were finally off the road recruiting, and all the defensive staff was sitting in here, we pulled up all the explosive plays from last season. So we just watched. It wasn't going to be a beat-up session. It's just, why did the explosive plays happen? So the first thing that we did is we watched every explosive run that we had. And some of them included RPOs as well. That's fine. But explosive runs, and why did the runs go for more than 12 yards? And what we did, we had the quality control, we had the graduate assistants in the room, and it's a very healthy study. And we'll do it again next offseason when we're here, grading ourselves the explosives that we give up. But we would just put tick marks: missed tackle, lost leverage, lost our gap, mixed execution, lost the edge, whatever the case may be. What were the reasons why the explosive runs happened? And then we would just chart it as we watched. And then certain points had 31 times it happened was the reason. Other ones were in the mid-20s, and, because you could have 2 or 3 for each single play that had an explosive run. So we were able to sit down. Why were these happening to us? What are the methods schematically, technically, that we can fix to make sure we don't give explosives up moving forward? The second phase to being able to play great defense. We want to create tackles for loss. We want to create sacks. Okay, so we got to stop the run, but we also want to live in the backfield. So how do we do that schematically? How do we do that technically? And then how do we do it in the mode in which we play, the mindset of which we attack and run to the football on a daily basis? So because we want to live in the backfield, we want to play 2nd and 13. We want to play the game 3rd and 15. It's much easier to play a game as a defensive coordinator living in those down and distances than it is 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, 3rd-and-1, 3rd-and-2 makes it much harder and more stressful for everybody. But you got to win first down. That's why that one graphic was so important. Get the ball. We want to create turnovers. Everybody talks about it. Everybody has their different methods of which way they do it. But one of the pieces, and this is from Coach Ted, our defensive line coach, who's been in the NFL for 16 years, and the rest of the defensive staff, is we talk a lot about shots on goal. How many times during the course of a practice are you actively punching at the football? Whether we're in thud or whether we're in tag off, whatever the mode of contact that Coach Brown sets for the day, what are we doing to poke at the football, rake at the football, club punch, rip, all those kind of things? And then we will create drills. We'll do turnover circuits once to twice a week. We'll do tackling circuits. We'll do DDF circuits so they can learn how to disengage off of blocks. And we'll do pressure, blitz, chaos circuits as well. And just the menace, whoever the one who has the most shots on goal throughout the day, who is a complete pain in the butt to the offense and is going for the football at every chance that he can, obviously without, missing tackles. But when the appropriate situations come up and we teach them frontal position from the side, and when you're circle chase, here are the ways we're going to create turnovers. And we build drills and we build circuits to educate the guys. These are the ways that we want to create turnovers. In this day and age of RPOs, getting the ball out fast, we do not want to have easy access for the quarterback. We want to play press. We want to challenge all throws. We want to move stress around the defense. And that is something that I've learned in 16 years as a defensive coordinator, is there's going to be stress on every single play for certain positions, some greater than others regarding the scheme that you're in. Well, my job as a play caller is to move that stress around the defense. We want to create stress and we want to attack the offense per the formation, personnel grouping, backfield sets, all those kind of things. We will do that. But we also want to move stress around for the defense. And it's just as simple as, you can play press quarters all day with a corner. Well, that dude's going to be stressed for the entirety of the game. Well, every now and then you need to play a trap corner. You need to play a cloud corner. You need to roll the coverage to move stress around, right? The same thing with the interior defensive lineman. We can live all day playing double teams for the entirety of the game, or we can add some stunts. We can add some movements. We can add some pressures so that we're able to take those off of the defensive lineman. And I take great pride in that. I think it's, as a play caller, it is rock, paper, scissors every play at a ridiculously high level. And I take pride in being able to play that game of rock, paper, scissors at a high level, to move stress around to attack the offense, but also move stress around so that the same position isn't having the similar stress the entirety of the game. And then just creating fear in the quarterback with disguises, multiple looks, so that he doesn't quite know where things are coming or where he's getting attacked, or the different coverages and movements that are surrounding him. And then point 5, and this is from Coach Brown as well, is playing great red zone defense. In my opinion, the best way to play great red zone defense is to play your players. So I was the defense coordinator at Mississippi State. We led the nation in red zone defense in 2014. And at that time, we would play a full set of our quote unquote second team, but there was 22 players that were going to play to 25 every single game. And we had a cutoff mark of when certain guys could play, whether it be the 30 going in, whether it be once they cross the 50, hey, we need to get Bernard McKinney or Darius Slay or Chris Jones or Preston Smith. They've got to be in the game once the ball crosses this yard line. And some guys have the green light to play the entirety of the field. You just have to know your roster, and you just have to know who needs to be in certain situations, or who's got the green light to be in regardless of the situation. So playing the players and not being afraid to play them early in the game, because a lot of times Guys will say they're going to play the players on the fourth series. Well, all of a sudden, the fourth series comes and the ball's at the plus 40 and you're down by 10 and you don't pull the trigger and put them in. Well, then those 11 dudes that you've been hanging your hat on start to get worn down and bad things happen. So you got to play them early, put the ball down. I will talk about that as we move forward a little bit later, and then just have the mentality of finish. All of us are in the off-season programs right now, and we all do the early morning workouts once or twice a week, whatever the case may be. And the big stress for Coach Brown and the rest of us as a coaching staff is finishing every single rep at a high level, finishing through the line violently, competing throughout the drill, and finishing. Well, that carries over into drives too. It's a mentality. It is a mindset to make sure you are finishing at a very high level.
Here are winning edge takeaways and ideas for implementation. 1. Establish a decided schematic advantage. Focus on creating a strategy through your X's and O's packages and defensive schemes that give your team an upper hand before the ball's even snapped. Work on disguising coverages, moving between even and odd fronts, and providing multiplicity of looks to confuse opposing defenses. This includes moving the stress of the defense. Don't let them hone in on one player and pick on him the whole game. To recruit and develop a strong defensive line, having guys up front who can stop the run is important, so invest in developing your talent. If you're recruiting, go find those guys who can anchor your defense. Having a solid front can significantly impact your team's ability to win games and dominate on defense. And 3, create chaos with composure. Embrace chaos by implementing aggressive defensive strategies, but ensure your players understand the system thoroughly to execute under pressure. Develop simple and efficient ways to transition between your defensive fronts and execute pressures and adjust coverages without losing composure. Prioritize tempo killers, which is important in today's offenses, and certainly you want to stop those, so combat those fast-paced offenses and lead in generating disruptive plays like sacks, tackles for loss, turnovers, and passes defended. Be sure to follow all we're doing at coachandcoordinator.com. Follow us on X at Coach K. Grabowski, and see the link in the show notes to get access to the 4th annual Lawrence First and Goal Clinic.